Well, last month we were in Horton Wood. This month we are in Shrewsbury with the team from Morris Property. I'm joined by Chris Morris and Liz Lowe here. Stadium Point. Sell it to us, sir.
Well, we're very excited to see it coming out of the ground. It's been a long time coming, but it's great to see it now really rising up quickly. It's a £40 million development commissioned by our parent company, Morris and Company, and it's the single largest project that we've ever undertaken. So it's a big project for us, and it's over 28 acres, and it'll take us 3 years to build out in association with our funding partners, FDC, and it's all commercial space for job-creating businesses.
And I know the clue's in the title, Stadium Point. We are literally, for people that don't know, right behind the sort of half moon-shaped area behind the football ground.
Yeah, right. Hence the name of the site. It was too good not to call it Stadium Point. And there's a few correlations that even some of the cladding colours seem to somehow match the town colours.
How fortuitous! I bet they're really pleased about that. Well.
Yes.
Does it help the fact that it is right by the football ground, that everybody, as soon as you mention this site, they know exactly where it is?
Yeah, it's a good anchor in terms of geography. Everybody knows where the club is. So. It's a good sell for us, that one.
Excellent. And Lisa, talk to me a little bit about some of the detail of this one, because it's not all happening in one phase.
It's not, no. So we have planning consent for 33 units. That's over 360,000 square feet. And that is a mix of smaller warehousing from 5,000 to 175,000 square feet, should we want to go that big. That would be more end occupier led. But we also have 3 self-contained office buildings here, ranging from 5 to 8,000 square feet. And we have a single food outlet that will serve the local community for the business park.
Because infrastructure, when you're doing something of this size, is really important, isn't it?
We were very conscious in how we designed the estate, both from a operational point of view for the end occupiers, but also for the people that were coming to work here, so that we've incorporated a lot of breakout areas, landscaping areas. We have a stream that runs through the site with a footpath along it, a footpath that will circumnavigate the estate as well, so people can go walking. But we've also got connectivity through to Meal Brace retail park. There's Lidl, and there's also Aldi and the garden centre. So there's plenty for people to do during their lunch break here at Stadium Point.
It seems to have come up really quickly. It doesn't seem that long ago since you were having a briefing meeting with all the commercial agents and showing them the plans, and then I started to drive past. They seem to have been scratching.
Well, we don't hang about, Carl. And it has been that all of this is a speculative build for us, and
Is that a brave thing to do?
It is a brave thing to do for anyone who builds speculatively, but it's been a long-awaited land release, and we've been keen to get cracking. We think it's an important development for the town, because once completed and fully occupied, we think it'll be providing over 350 jobs, which is obviously good for the local people and the local economy. But yes, we've put our money where our mouth is, ahead of the market, and we are building and hoping that interest will be strong, which so far early signs are that
we're very happy.
When people can actually physically see things happening,
Absolutely.
Does that do inquiries and suddenly start to
you
climb?
see a peak, yeah. So obviously there's the initial launch, and so it's about awareness, and you spend that time whilst you're coming out the ground, effectively, building that awareness of the development. But as soon as the roofs go on and the floors are laid, the number of visitors have increased threefold. So we're very, very happy with the level of interest that's being expressed in the scheme at the moment.
Excellent. Shall we go and have a look?
Great.
Let's go and have a look. So, Liz, as we said, work going on at a great pace. You've split this into sort of 3 different phased areas.
We have. The 28-acre site naturally splits into 3 zones. So we are currently in Zone 1, which we are undertaking in phases. It's 12 units in total, which is a mix of industrial and offices. And we are in Phase 1, which totals about 42,000 square feet in total over 3 buildings. And we're currently in Units A to D, which is the largest of the 3 units. It's 20,880 square feet, And the beauty of this particular building is it's capable of being subdivided into 4 units. So each unit is separately serviced. We're leaving it open at the moment because we have several occupiers that actually want it as a single unit. So we're maintaining maximum flexibility.
You can tell from the echo in here that it's quite a sizable unit, this, isn't it? What kind of business then is this going to suit?
It'll be storage and distribution on a smaller scale. In Zone 3, which we're hoping to bring forward next year, we'll have 40 to 45,000 square foot units coming forward and bigger. But again, a lot of investors are looking at this, whereby they're thinking they can occupy 2 out of the 4 units and then sublet the rest, so that they've got growth for the future for their business without relocating.
I imagine that's one of the things when you're building speculatively, you can't be too specific about what you put in here.
No, you try and have to guess the market. I mean, hopefully, you are building to where you think the pent-up demand is. But there is always someone that comes out of the woodwork that you didn't think about.
But being able now to bring people around the site and physically show them the setting and everything, that's got to help.
Absolutely. We had a launch event with the agents when we first started on site. We did have quite a delay in the planning process, but we used that time to design the buildings from a construction point of view. So that's why we were able, as soon as we got the planning consent, to literally be on site and put the steelwork up. So we were very lucky.
And you mentioned lots of different kinds of units within the 33. What would be the smallest and the largest?
Okay, so the smallest unit is our food retail unit, which is 1,850 square feet. We have multiple units at around 5,000 square feet. In Zone 1, we are also looking at a potential headquarters office building, which we're going out to the market to see if there's anyone that would like a 30,000 square foot office in this location with its own self-contained car parking, which is always a problem. We've looked very carefully at how we've designed this development to ensure that each building has its own car parking areas that are designated and a main estate road.
Well, and particularly, in our Shropshire market towns, you don't take parking for granted.
You don't, unfortunately, no.
Brilliant. Let's go and explore.
Okay.
So just stepping outside that unit that we're in here gives you an idea of just the different stages that we're at with all this, doesn't it, Chris? And get the bearings. There's a train we've just seen going on there. We've got the bypass literally right behind us here, haven't we?
Yeah, so it's a great location here at Stadium Point. As you say, we're just off the main bypass, so access to the motorway network is fantastic. And as we can see behind us, there's various different stages of development in terms of some of the units that are nearing completion, and others that you can just start to see the frame coming out of the ground.
And that is that phase 2?
So
Start of phase 2 behind us?
Yeah, this is phase 2. This is a collection of 4 buildings, 2 industrial units, one of 15,000 square feet and one of about 10,000 square feet. And that's where the food and the first office building of 5,000 square feet will be built. We're looking to finish those at the end of the year. So the phase 1 that we're in at the moment will be finished at the end of July. And then, as I said, we'll be finishing that at the end of the year. And then in September, we're starting phase 3, which is 2 further office buildings of 8,000 square feet each, and then another industrial unit, which is already under offer of about 8,000 square feet.
I'm impressed by how quickly it's going up, and I'm also impressed by how you've got all these stats at your fingertips without a single piece of paper. Impressive stuff.
We're very proud of this development, and hopefully, it stands the test of time.
Fabulous. Let's go for a wander. So, Chris, this is a really good spot to be, isn't it? Because in front of us here, we've got the whole development, and behind us, it shows just how close you actually are to the football ground.
Yeah, it really shows the context, and obviously the name was too good not to call it, but we always like to invest in the areas where we're developing. So the opportunity to partner with the club and become one of the main sponsors was too good an opportunity to miss. So we're very proud to be seeing our Morris Property logo front and centre on the home shirts, and the club have been great to work with. So it's proving a very good partnership. And of course, we've just got everything crossed for a great season ahead.
You've got some good matches. Wrexham coming here.
Yeah, there's some big names, this year. So,
and am I right in saying actually your family has got a connection to the playing staff at Shrewsbury Town?
yes, a long way back. So my grandfather, I think it was in the early 1920s, used to play for the Shrewsbury Amateurs, and he was called up once to play for the town. And he scored a goal in that one appearance that he made for the town.
A perfect record. That's what you want, isn't it?
Quite a nice link, yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for hosting us today. We all look forward to seeing how Stadium Point develops over the next few months.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Carl. Thank you.